Just let your feet dangle for me. Okay, so now let's test some of these dermatomes. What we're going to do is go through light touch first, and then we'll do a nociceptive test, and then we'll have a look at vibration and temperature as well. So what we're going to do is have our patient drape, sorry. So what we're going to do first is talk to our patient about what we're going to do. So I'm just going to be testing some of the different parts of your leg with a couple of different sensations to see if you can feel them in all the different areas of your leg. A lot of the time, the last place we lose sensation, or our most sensitive or most trustworthy sensitive point for our body, is on the sternum. So, and we use this a lot of the time for like systemic neuropathies, but I think it's probably important to use it in this case as well, so your patient knows exactly what it's going to feel like in an area that is the last place to lose sensation, or the closest sort of place up to lose sensation, so it's a good one for us to use for a reference point. So for the patient, I'll say first I'm just going to show you what this feels like on your chest, and then I'm going to be running through different areas of your legs and asking you, with your eyes closed, if you could tell me whether you can feel it and whether it's the same on both sides. Okay? So the first one we're going to use is light touch, and I'm using my cotton tip that I've kind of spruced up at the end, so I've got a nice little light touch area. So I'm just going to bring your shirt down, is that okay? And that's what it's going to feel like. Is that okay with you? Okay, great. Now I'm going to expose all of the dermatomes, so you might want to have one of your dermatome sheets available so you can see, follow along with the dermatomes as you go. Okay, so ready to go? Close your eyes for me. Tell me when you can feel it. And was it the same on both sides? Great.
Yep. Yep.
And was it the same on both sides? Good. L3 to the knee is how I like to remember this one. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
And was it the same on both sides? Great. L4 to the floor. And was it the same on both sides? Great. L5 out the side.
Yep. Yep.
Good. And was it the same on both sides?
Yep.
And S1 will be underneath here.
Yep. Yep.
And was it the same on both sides?
Yep.
Great. So there's our light touch gone. So you might ask your patient to tell them if there was like a percentage change. So it's about 50% of the sensation on one side or the other. Or that one actually felt more intense than the other ones that I've felt as well. So you might just ask them a little bit more information if they say it doesn't feel the same on both sides. Okay, next one we're going to go and have a look at the sharp and dull, so whether the patient can identify whether a sensation is sharp or dull. So I'm using my little pin here now. I've got my sharp end on one side and the thicker end of my pin on the other. I'll show the patient again what it's going to feel like. That's sharp and that's dull. Is that okay with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just for time, I'm just going to do one leg now, but you would do the same on both legs. You'll do about, between 3 and 5 different tests within each dermatome, around the dermatome, and see if your patient can identify each of those sensations correctly. Okay, ready to go? Close your eyes. Sit back for me a little bit if that's all right. Great, you ready?
Sharp. Dull. Dull. Sharp.
Good.
Dull. Dull. Sharp. Sharp.
Good.
Sharp. Sharp. Dull. Dull. Sharp.
Good. L4 to the floor.
Sharp. Sharp. Dull. Dull. Sharp. Sharp. Dull.
L5 on the side.
Sharp. Sharp. Sharp.
Oh, sorry.
Dull. 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 Sharp. Sharp.
Good. And this one.
Dull.
Great. So there you go. We do just a couple really quick, just do them sort of a nice brief thing. It should be the patient's first thought for what they can sense, and for that it was an excellent, confident answer for most of those. So for vibration, we're going to use a tuning fork. You've got the vibration end and the connection end, or the application end. Make sure you don't ever put this end on the skin, because you've made it vibrate, and as soon as you put it on the skin, you're going to stop the vibration. So you always vibrate this end and place it on the skin with that end. It sounds a bit obvious, but it's very common for when you're a bit nervous to do that. So make sure you've practiced each of these a lot before you have to do your exam on it. Okay, so we give it a big whack on one side, and then we tell the patient again what it's going to feel like on their sternum. You feel that? Great. Oops. And now we go to the most distal end of each of our dermatomes to test these. So give it a good whack. You feel that? Good. 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 You probably need a new whack halfway through.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Great. Vibration done. So you can go into all of those dermatomes to the most distal end just to see if they can detect that. For hot and cold, we're going to use the coldness of the metal of our tuning fork, or if you have something else which has a cold metal area portion of it. And I'm just heating the base of this, the applicator of this tuning fork up. But this is a very tricky one. It's not really something that is extremely specific for each of these. The temperature change is not that much. So yeah, if you get false negatives in this, then, or false positives for an issue in this, I would take it with a grain of salt for your clinical picture overall. Okay, so we're going to do the same now. Again, you show them on the sternum. This is cold, and that's warm. Okay. All right, here we go. So close your eyes again for me.
Cold. Warm. Cold. Cold.
It's tough as well because this will heat up on their skin as well, even the metal bit.
Cold. Cold.
Mm-hmm.
Warm.
Good. I've jumped to L5. I missed L4 there, but I'll come back to it.
Warm. Cold.
Could you uncross your legs for me, please? Thanks.
Cold. Warm. Warm. Cold. Cold. Warm.
Great. Okay, there's your temperature. You got it all right. Well done. All right, so that's a brief overview of the dermatomes of the leg. Remember, you would then, if you had an upper limb neurological issue, then you would do the same thing in each of those dermatomes of the arm as well. Okay, thanks.